Hi everyone, and thank you for joining another Ready to Ride Pilates for Horse Rider session, where today we are going to be looking a little bit more closely at your balance. This is such a key element for all of us riders. No matter what we're doing, the better our balance, the better we will move with our horse. So let's get going, and I'm hoping you're already warmed up before you start. If you're not, pause this, go and have a go at one of the warm-up sessions and then come back and join in. We're going to start off though just by loosening off a couple of extra things. We're going to turn your neck from side to side, making sure that your eyes stay level as you turn, and that you can do that keeping your shoulders still, and you want to be able to isolate your movements to whichever body part you're working. Okay, then pause and face the front. I'd like you to pop your hands together, turn your hands over, push forwards and away, and then reach up to the ceiling. And then come back down again, and again push forwards and away, and big stretch up to the top. If you get balance is going to be good, you need to be moving well through the whole of your body, which is why a warm up before you do this was a really important one. Hopefully you read that in the description before you joined the class. Okay, let's bring those back down again. And now we're going to get going with your walking. So we're going to start off just with the straightforward version. So opposite pairs of arms and legs. Starting to engage your brain, so thinking about regular breathing, thinking about your ribs gently sinking down towards your pelvis, pelvic floor being onto floor 3, and your headlights staying to the front. Then we're going to change this into the lunge version, so you need to have one foot in front of the other, and as you're going now, as you move from back foot to front foot, check that your headlights are going straight and not starting to do a little bit of this, which is very easy to do, so keep them going straight. You also need to be thinking more about what's happening with your ribs and making sure that those ribs are sinking down towards your pelvis even as you go forwards and the front arm is up. Okay, let's swap and do this with the other leg in front. So exactly the same thing. I think if you're used to doing these exercises, it's quite good to sometimes challenge yourself for your brain to switch quickly from one side to the other, so you didn't spend too long pausing, thinking, what was I doing? You want it to be almost automatic. The quicker your body and brain respond, the better your reactions and balance will be. Okay, bring your arms down. We're going to do some lunge dips now, so you can have your arms across your chest or hands onto your headlights, whichever feels easiest for you. So I'm doing mine across my chest, forwards, dip, back up, forwards, dip, back up. And as you go into those dips, check your headlights stay straight ahead, and your shoulders, whoops, rubbish balance there from me, that your shoulders stay over your headlights. If you can, try to feel that your knees stay lined up with your hips and your feet, so you're not having this or that. Don't get too het up about it, but if you can, keep them lined up just a little bit better. One more each way. Okay, we're now going to move on to the warrior exercise. One of my favourites. It's just so good, particularly for anyone who's doing a lot of jumping, a lot of hacking where you do a lot of canter work, anything like that. Brilliant exercise. I'm going to go sideways. I'd like you to stand like so as your starting point. So hands in front, sort of as if you're holding your reins. One leg bent, approximately level with the other leg. Okay, soften the leg that you are standing on, and you are aiming to go forwards and back. That may well not be what you can manage, so if all you manage is here, that is absolutely fine. So you work this movement within the range that you can do comfortably, both in terms of any discomfort you might have somewhere as you enter into it, or in terms of your balance. I don't want you doing things that are going to make you fall over, so what you can do comfortably. Then, once you're happy, start to concentrate on your hands. So yes, this is balance in terms of your legs, but you want to be strong enough and controlled enough that your hands stay level. Let's swap and do the other side. Same instructions, and I do apologise. Okay, so again, soften the leg before you start, and off you go. Same rules apply. You work within the range that you can do comfortably and easily. Wobbles are normal. So going back to your hands, it's all very well having good balance, being able to stand on one leg and move, But thinking about your horse, you want your balance not to impact on your hands and your contact. And hopefully you're not in this position too often, as in with just one leg, but whatever you do, your hands should remain independent, hopefully, of the rest of your body. Okay, let's get that on a rest. Little walk on the spot, because it's really quite intense, particularly on your calf muscles, that one. We're going to move on to another one, which is really good for your dynamic balance. Again, hopefully not a movement you're going to do on the horse or exiting the horse, but it's still a really good one nonetheless. It's called the aeroplane. I'd like you to stand on one leg again, soft knee, get your balance, arms out to the side. You should have them at about 180 degrees apart, and you're going to touch the floor with one hand. Come up and turn and touch the floor with the other hand. As with the warrior that we've just done, if that doesn't work for you, you can do exactly the same basic version. So you make the movement work for you. Whatever you can do, keeping your balance, keeping your arms 180 degrees apart. So great if you can do it and touch the floor with each hand in turn. Fantastic. If you can't, don't worry, build up to it later if you get good enough. Okay, let's swap and have a go on the other side. So again, onto one leg, soften the knee, arms to the side. And again, you're trying to turn through your body so that you can alternate with each hand in turn, touching the floor as before. If that's too tricky, and you may well find that one side is much easier to do this than the other, that's really normal, so don't worry. Just do a few more. Do one last one before I fall over. Super job. Okay, another little walk on the spot. Again, that's pretty heavy on your calves, but that's all good because, again, particularly if you're doing a lot of jumping, a lot of time out of the saddle, as in light seat, not flying through the air, usually you use your calf muscles a lot, so anything that really strengthens them is all good too. Okay, we're going to move on to doing some squats. Keep it simple to start off with, just going down into some squats. Think about keeping shoulders over your headlights, knees approximately over your toes. Then I'd like to go up onto your toes and see if you can maintain that balance just on your toes. If you're finding that super easy, you think, make it harder, fine. See if you can go forwards as if you were going over a fence. Can you maintain your balance? And just like with the warrior we did a few minutes ago, can you keep your hands level, soft, and light? So it doesn't matter what the rest of your body is doing, those hands remain consistent. Okay, one more. Super job. Okay, another little walk on the spot. Just stop those muscles getting too tight. Okay, then I'd like to stand to one leg. Relax through your upper body. And then see if you can do some heel lifts on one leg. And that's easier said than done, particularly when you're getting a wee bit tired. But a lot of balance is affected by your strength and your stamina. And so if you're starting to get tired towards the end of a cross-country course and your horse has a slight, hits a fence and has a slight wobble, the more tired you are, the worse your balance will be and the less likely you are to survive said wobble. Okay, swap onto the other leg. Get your balance, relax through your upper body, and then off you go. So it's also important to be as relaxed as you can. I often say, tension is one of our biggest enemies as riders, not just because you pass it onto the horse, but the more tense you are, the less able you are to be balanced because you can't make those little micro adjustments through the whole of your body. So keep relaxed, keep soft through your upper body and make just the leg do the work. Do one more. Okay, then back onto your first leg. Soften through your upper body again. And then I'd like you to close your eyes. And when you're closing your eyes, just think about what you feel coming up through your foot. Obviously, if you're really struggling with your balance, do open them. But really feel that interaction between your foot and the floor. That's really important. It sounds a bit daft and obvious, but it's really important. Open your eyes and stand onto the other leg. And again, relax through your upper body before you go into closing your eyes again. So the reason I keep going on about what you feel through your foot is that, of course, now that you've taken away your visual cues, you are totally reliant on the feedback through your foot. And as a society, we cover our feet with socks and shoes and boots. We don't often think about them, but they are really crucial for giving us good feedback about where we are and what we're doing. So this exercise is a brilliant opportunity to tune into them. Okay, pop the other foot down again, a little walk on the spot. And then just make sure you're not tense through your neck and shoulders, so we'll do some nice rolls up, back and down. And we are going to finish there. Hopefully some of those were quite useful. If nothing else, if they've highlighted areas that you find that your balance isn't as good, or where one side is not as good as the other, then perhaps make this a regular session over the next few weeks to see if you can improve, even up, make your balance that little bit better, and then give your horse a little bit better ride too. Thank you so much for joining, and take care, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye bye.